Hi everyone, welcome to the next video from this very pretty Klara Markova page, and today I have chosen to do this flower. This is, I think, a dog rose, and I thought it would be fun to do it in pretty pale pink colours. There is another one of these at the bottom of the page and we'll do it a little bit differently, but today we're going to do some sort of light pinks and some sort of keep it pretty. So I'm using my Arteza, no, I'm not, I'm using my Castle Arts soft touch pencils, and we're going to start with the palest pink that I have in this set, which is the rose pink. Now with our previous ones like the blackberry, we followed the shading that Klara had drawn. I'm going to do the same thing here. So there's a darker line around the outside of each petal, and then we're going to take notice of that. What I'm going to do first is just put down a light layer of pink over the whole of every petal, because I do want a foundation of pink. Now you'll notice I'm colouring over these little circles which are sort of the from the centre of the flower. I'm going to do those in pen. If you haven't got pens and you're going to do them in pencil, then you might want to try and colour around them, but for me that's a little bit tricky, and so I'm going to use a yellow Posca pen instead. So I'll show you that later. So there's just our little bit of colour, and then where these the dots are drawn on for shadow, I'm going to add more and bring that in towards the centre like that, and do the same on every petal. Trying to just sort of shape it around so we've got a little bit of a paler border around each one, so it sort of fits in with the way it's drawn like that. I'm just adding more layers with the same rose pink. You could choose a darker shade, but I'm actually going to grab a darker shade in a minute, so I'm just working with this lighter shade to start with. Again, sorry, you can hear me tapping on the table. I haven't put anything underneath the cushion. I keep saying I'm going to, but I'm actually okay. This desk is really smooth, so I think it's fine. I'm now going to get a slightly darker pink. Now the next darkest in my castle set is the Grenadine light, so I'm going to use that. And what I'm going to do is in the very centre, hopefully you can see, there are some lines coming out, and I'm just going to colour those with this pink like that. So I'm just extending them a little bit. The technique is to push down hard near the centre and then release the pencil off the page, and you sort of fade your line a little bit. So I'm just doing like that, just very straightforward. Now we have the centre. Now I quite like having a slightly green centre. I can't remember, to be honest, what colour the centre of dog rose actually is. I'm going to use the cadmium green, which is a sort of yellowish green at the very bottom. I'm having to slightly guess where the bottom of this is because of all those little dots. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to be colouring over those little dots. So I'm going, oh! The wind just blew something off my windowsill. Sorry, they're a little bit darker down here. I've opened my window today, it's really warm, and lighter as we go up the centre, and then I'm going to use a yellow. I want a sort of greeny yellow if I can, but I'm not really. I'm thinking actually this one is probably the best. This is the lemon yellow light, and I'm going to use that on the top. Our centre. There we go. And then I am going to do the leaves next. I'm going to do the dots last so I don't smudge them, because I'm using pen, it doesn't dry. I'm going to keep with the cadmium green that I used here. I think it's quite nice to sort of match it in. And I'm going to try and do a little bit of a heavier layer near the petals, and then fade it up towards the tip. I think this is a really pretty colour. I think it works well with the pink, I think. Maybe I'm just think that because I like it, I don't know. There we go. And the same on each little tiny petal. And I'm going to actually go back to the lemon yellow light and do a little bit on the tip of each petal, just to warm it. I guess lemon isn't really a warm yellow, but I think it just makes it look pretty. Yeah, I've opened the window today, it's warm, and I don't know if it was a mistake. Now I've got two yellow Posca pens and I'm not really sure which one to use. I've got a sunshine yellow and just the yellow. You can see one is darker than the other. I think I might use the darker one. Just give it a shake. See if it's going to work. And just go over each of those polleny dots with the yellow. And they're all around the centre where we've got lots of dots. Gosh, there's a lot of banging. Can you hear the birds? They're noisy, aren't they? And I also want some white because I find the yellow doesn't always stand out really well. So I'm going to find a white. Sorry, it's in my pencil case. This is the same Posca, so I didn't really explain. This is a Posca PC1MR, which is the finest tip you can get, which I find is great for these little tiny details. Give it a shake. I don't know if this one's gonna, oh yeah, it's gonna work right away. And I'm just gonna add some white dots as well on top of the yellow and on top of each of these. Actually, I might cover them up. They're quite small. And it just stand out a little bit more. There we go. That is our flower. So it's as simple as that, so I'm quite happy with that. Keeping it quite straightforward. I mean, you could do a little more shading with these lines and things like that, but I'm happy with it as it is. So that is our next flower done. Tomorrow we've got a very cute looking bee, so tune in at the same time tomorrow and you'll be able to have a look at that one. But for now, thank you very much for watching and happy colouring.